Hey, I'm Al McGee here at YETicket.com, and I'm here with film critic Stephen Leibowitz, the TheMovieNight.net. How you doing, Stephen?
All good today, Al. How about you?
I'm doing great because we're going to talk about this, to me, a very good movie, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Man, again, I'm happy because I really enjoyed this film. The director, Christopher McQuarrie, he did a great job with this, but he's also done other Mission Impossible movies too. So he should really know the formula, the scripts, and things like that on how to make this exciting. But this was very exciting. And of course, you know the storyline because it's almost part 2 from the last Mission Impossible. This AI, which they are looking for, is trying to eliminate humans and build up the world as its own. And the AI is known as the entity. And well, you know, it's going to wreak all kind of havoc along the globe and to get rid of humans. So, what do you think about this movie, Mission Impossible?
It's hard to believe how this is the eighth Mission Impossible movie. I think we started way back in 1996 with the first movie. And one thing is nice that this last movie does sort of like come full circle way back to the first movie. So
Yeah.
I like that touch they did there. And actually, it's funny. This is called The Final Reckoning. Originally, it was supposed to be called Dead Reckoning Part Two, but then they just went with a new subtitle, The Final Reckoning, which is good. And it's people should know this is a 3 hour movie. Out. None of the Mission Impossible movies have been that long before, so they're getting everything in on this last adventure. So and
Well,
sometimes it does feel like 3 hours. I mean, there's some sequences might go on a little bit too long. I thought here and there. I thought maybe maybe Christopher McQuire overindulged just a little bit. But I understand being the last one, they want to just do everything they possibly could, and of course the stunt work again is outrageous. It's out. I mean, I think starting in 2027, they're gonna start giving Oscars for best stunts. They were doing that this year. I
only
think.
in 2027? That's too late for my
Oh, excuse me.
buddy Ethan
Yes,
Hunt,
yes.
or as we know him as one of the greatest stunt guys of all time, Tom Cruise.
Right. My
So that's
point.
kind of late for that.
My point is, if they were giving that Oscar now, this movie would be a lock. I don't. I know we haven't seen all the movies of 2025 yet, but I can't believe there's any movie out there this year that's going to outdo the stunt performances in Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning.
Yeah, exactly right. And also, I like the point that they did kind of swing back with this film about other things that happened in other Mission Impossible films to bring this one film together. And but when they did that, I was truly amazed. Also, it kept my attention. To me, this does not feel like a 3 hour movie. It felt like I needed 3 more hours of this action-packed film and storyline. I was very excited about all the scenes. And one thing I like in the beginning is how they put all that together, but not only that, to really describe this film to people to fully understand what the whole plot is all about. Also to understand AI and what's going on. Also to understand why it's so important to take care of that AI. And also why Ethan Hunt was the only person on the earth who could do it.
Yeah, and I should point out one thing you and I both did, Al. The last movie came out like 2 years ago. We both went to go see it. Watch it, or right before we saw this one to help refresh our memories. If you hadn't seen it, since you saw it in the theaters, I do recommend, and I think it's on Paramount Plus and other formats. Go watch the last movie again. It's really important. You got a refresher, even though they do some things up, but it's a good idea to just sort of catch up from the last movie. So I would watch the last movie before you see this movie again, just to sort of really get everything really solid back in your mind again. That helped a lot in helping you enjoy this movie. I might have been a little lost if I hadn't rewatched the last movie first.
Well, that's what I did. I saw the last one before I went to see this one. Man, but let me talk about the actors in this. And I really enjoyed them, like Simon Pegg in this film. And I really love the maturity that he really had built up in this film. Not only this and the other Mission Impossibles, and of course, I'm in love with Ving Rhames. Man, he's always important in this film too. And then also they brought back Haley Atwell. She plays Grace, and you know who she is, and she really stuck by him too. But Essa Morales as Gabriel, I felt that he's a very criminal in this film. I was really afraid of him in this film.
He's a good bad guy. Out of all the villains they've had in all the Mission Impossible movies, I think I think he stands out as a number one. You know, going back to all 8 films, he was really good. You know, Haley Atwell, she only started in the series in the last movie. She wasn't in any of the other 6 before that, and she was a great addition. Of course, most people remember her as Agent Carter from the Marvel movies, but
Right.
she was a great addition to the series. I'm glad they brought her in the last movie, and she has a great part in this movie too. Listen, now it's a great franchise. It's they're ending it on a strong note. I know it's funny. People wait for an end credit scene. There's no end credit scene. It would have actually kind of ruined the movie if there was an end credit scene because this was. I mean, it's supposed to be the last movie. Hopefully, it is because I think it's ending on a strong note. Um, we'll see. Of course, money talks, so we see what happens. I think the budget was 400 million, so they really got to do some big box office to get all that money back.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But again, it was exciting. It was really wonderful to watch. It's a real movie, and we saw it in IMAX. Please go see it in IMAX.
You
Well,
can,
whoever
if you,
listening to
yeah,
this,
yeah, 100%. If you have the opportunity to see it on or any large format screen, see it in the best way you can. If it's available to you out there, it's worth the extra bucks to spend it in that format. They use IMAX cameras to shoot it, and it looks beautiful on screen.
yeah. And again, getting back to stunts, there was nothing corny about this film. No way out. They didn't make it easy to have a out in this film. Well, we can talk about this film for another 3 hours, but at least I can. But how do you rate this film? When are you going to rate it?
It almost goes all the way out. I'm giving it 3.5 swords. Can't. It's almost 4, but I guess because of 3 hours, I said sometimes I did feel the length. I thought some things went a little too long, so I can't give it to 4, but I'm getting it to 3.5.
I'm giving it 4 out of 4 palm trees.
Okay, we're close.
It's
I mean,
one,
we're basically in the same ballpark, so.
yeah, yeah. But it's one of the best movies I've seen so far this year. It is one of the best films I've seen so far because it had everything in there for me to be entertained. Again, my main thing is, am I entertained? Yeah, I can give you all other kind of things on the side about it, but I was totally entertained. And another reason I was entertained too, because I'm familiar with Ethan Hunt. And I'm also familiar with the storyline. Also, I'm familiar with the Mission Impossible stories. I just hope this is not the last one, but I love all of them. All of them. I've seen them all twice. And man, 4 palm trees for me, Al McGee, for this
Okay,
Mission Impossible.
3.5 swords. So, like you said, basically, you can't do better than that, really. It's, between the two of us.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Stephen Leibowitz, thank you for being here, and we're talking about Mission Impossible, the final reckoning. And you have a great day. And again, thank you very much.
You too, Al. Hope everyone goes sees it this weekend. It's gonna actually when it comes out. That's not this. It's a great time.
Great time to see it. Thank you.
This is your end.